Moving on, Supreme Court has directed that all stray dogs in Delhi NCR be picked up within 8 weeks and housed in dedicated dog shelters to be set up by the concerned authorities. In a significant order, the court instructed municipal bodies and other agencies to work in coordination to create adequate shelter facilities within the stipulated time frame, ensuring that the canines are removed from public spaces. Court further ruled that no stray dog should be released back onto the streets once housed in a shelter. It instructed the Delhi government, the MCD, the NDMC to start picking up stray dogs from all localities. The court also warned that if any person or organization comes in the way of picking up stray dogs, action is going to be taken against that person. This was a landmark decision on the part of the Apex Court of India in connection with the stray dog menace that we've been seeing in the Delhi NCR region, not just Delhi NCR, but across the country where stray dogs have been caught on camera, like the one that you see on your screens at this point in time, attacking people. The court has come down heavily and said that the government and the municipal authorities must do more. Take them into shelters and never release them again is what is being said. Anyone who's opposing this decision by the authorities or this action by the authorities to catch these dogs, send them to shelters, action is going to be taken against them is what the Apex Court has ruled today in a bid really to curb the stray dog menace in the national capital, directing that all stray dogs in Delhi NCR be picked up within 8 weeks and housed in dedicated dog shelters to be set up by authorities concerned. The court instructed municipal bodies and other agencies to work in coordination to create adequate shelter facilities within the stipulated time frame, ensuring that the canines are removed from public spaces. The court has further said no stray dog should be released back onto the streets once housed in a shelter. Instructing the Delhi government, the MCD, the NDMC to start picking up stray dogs from all localities. Court also warned if any person or organization comes in the way, then action would be taken. Animal rights activist Ambika Shukla is now joining us. Thank you for your time. How do you look into what has been said by the court today? Essentially, those people who are opposing this move should in fact also be taken to task, because this is a big menace, and that the dogs should be all taken away to shelters and never be released again. Tell us about your thoughts.
This is an unprecedentedly harsh order, and it has been passed without any discussion or deliberation. That goes against the very principles of natural justice. You have to be heard, and that too at the level of Supreme Court, which normally exercises so much wisdom and so much due deliberation. But this, unfortunately, is not an example of that. Second, there has been absolutely no provisions made for the same. How do you actually implement such an order when, first, there is no census of dogs, so you don't know how many dogs you're talking? Second, if you don't know how many dogs you're talking, how are you going to make provisions for them? At present, NCR does not have a single municipal shelter. So where are these dogs going to be taken? Is it the object of simply picking up dogs arbitrarily and flinging them arbitrarily somewhere, in which case they will die? Even if you take them into shelters without a proper SOP and without planning, you will find dogs killing each other. You don't just throw 100 unknown dogs together. They will fight and kill each other. This is the nature of animals. And we have to understand that. And as caretakers and as a species, the primary species tasked with the welfare of animals through our constitution, through our religion, through our tradition, through all previous orders passed by the Supreme Court, where they have come down very, very strongly on the side of compassion, understanding, and coexistence. We have to understand that this order cannot be implemented without killing all the dogs. So if that is the intention of the Supreme Court, then it needs to say so. But
should have been done in a way to check the stray dog menace, the very fact that they are
this is
attacking.
not a way to check any menace, because firstly, the stories that have come out are completely false. Even the case where the suo moto action was taken was a false case. The girl did not die of rabies, she died of meningitis or brain fever. Not a single doctor certified rabies, not a single doctor even mentioned rabies. It was only a family. And a family, which family? A family that has 3 of its own natural children, and this was an adopted girl child. So nobody has looked at the circumstances. They have simply put out a family's version and not a medical report. Does the Supreme Court operate on facts or on fears? We have to ask that question.
All right.
Many of the figures that we see are exaggerated. For example, bite figures are exaggerated 5 times. They are counted, and this is based on an RTI certified by AIMS, which says that bites are calculated on the basis of number of rabies vials. Now, 1 bite is equal to 5 vials. Instead, it is being counted as 5 bites. So all your figures are exaggerated by 5 times.
Okay.
Nobody is checking whether they are included with monkey bites, rodent bites, even prophylactic doses, which the animal welfare world takes. So we all take injections, and those are even included as bites. So no data has been analyzed, no scientific thought has been put into this decision. When you are taking such a big decision that affects so many lives, you need to do it very carefully and very considerately.
Okay.
It is not something that should come like this, overnight.
All right. I'm going to leave it at that for the moment. Ambika Shukla there, thanking you for sharing your thoughts with us. Gauri Mauliki is also now joining us. Gauri Mauliki, how do you look at what the court has said today, essentially responding to the kind of instances that have surfaced over stray dogs attacking people, very often unprovoked? The court has said they should be rounded up and taken away to shelters, and they should not be released again.
Effectively, the order of the court has been to impact 10 lakh dogs in Delhi and NCR, to impound them in infrastructure which is non-existent, by manpower which is non-existent, through budgets which are non-existent, and everything, all of this to be done within 6 weeks. The court neglected to actually take into account the fact that the amicus had put it on record that not a single rabies death has happened in Delhi for the past 3 years. The court also negated the rule without listening to, any time a judicial review of any statute happens, it has to be done after listening to all sides. The court today, unfortunately, did not consider the fact that this field was governed by a statute, and that it requires a little bit of scientific study rather than, a scientific mechanism, because it affects an entire species, it affects a lot of people. It could be a huge, much more bigger public health hazard if dogs are confined in concentration camps in Delhi and NCR. That kind of a public nuisance or public health hazard is not even considered being considered by the court. So
right.
I would say this is a bad, bad in law. The order seems to be incorrect on many, many levels. More importantly, because nobody was heard, hence the court could not be guided in the correct.
All right, Gauri Mauliki, I'm going to leave it at that for the moment, and thank you for joining in with your views on that. Missing infrastructure is a common refrain here, and that's a big concern. And where are you going to keep them? Where is the manpower? That's the question that's being asked by animal rights activists and animal lovers on that landmark decision by the Apex Court today. Find that much more up on our website. It's indiatoday.in. You can download the app as well.